Welcome to another story. If you love stories that resonate with the heart, you've come to the right place. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on our journey. Chapter 1. The Old Trunk in the Attic. Dust settled everywhere, and every step on the creaking floorboards felt like a shout in the silence. Irina felt as if time itself had frozen in this abandoned attic. Cobwebs stretched from beams to trunks, and a faint shaft of sunlight cut across the dusty boards. Behind one of the trunks, she spotted something made of leather, a weather-beaten suitcase with worn corners and rusty latches. As soon as she pried open the lid, a burst of old leather and mildew assaulted her nostrils. Inside lay yellowed envelopes, tightly sealed with rough wax, and a battered photo album whose pages barely clung to their binding. Irina ran her fingers over the cracked cover, feeling a long-buried curiosity stir to life. Cliffhanger, embossed in block letters on the first insert, was the phrase, "I can no longer keep this secret." Chapter 2. The Secret Letter. In the dim glow of the overhead bulb, Irina unfolded the envelope stamped with golden wax. Inside lay a neatly folded letter. Her grandmother's handwriting was small and precise. "Dear Clara, I fear losing you, but you must know the truth about our father." Each word burned in her mind, laced with confession and the fear of breaking the family bond. The bottom corner of the letter was marked with dates, May 1978 through November 1982, but the text abruptly stopped, as if the author could not bring themselves to finish. Irina refolded the note and turned it over, a pencil sketch of the family estate, its heavy gate drawn ajar, and a single line, "He saw everything in the rain." Cliffhanger, tucked behind the sketch, was a second, unsealed envelope labeled, "Do not open until the roses fully bloom." Chapter 3. The Neighbor's Whisper. Across the street, nothing in Anna's home had changed since the 60s. Her lace curtains still hung yellowed around the windowsill. Irina found her seated at a tiny table, sipping bitter black tea next to a plate of rye bread. Anna squinted and, leaning in, whispered, "That night, I heard screams coming from next door. By morning, your father was gone." Anna handed Irina a faded black and white photo, her father walking down a rain-slicked sidewalk, with a cloaked figure trailing behind. "We hid it from the children to spare them the horror," the old woman confessed, her eyes downcast. Cliffhanger. Suddenly, a face appeared around the corner, just for a heartbeat, before vanishing into shadow. Chapter 4. The Rift of Trust. At home, everything smelled of bay leaves and the old samovar's steam, comforting, familiar. Warm lamplight danced across family portraits on the mantel. Irina stepped into the living room, where Clara quietly toyed with her teacup. "Mom, why was I never told about him?" she asked, her voice trembling. Clara set the cup down, sighing deeply as she met her daughter's gaze. "Some secrets are too dangerous to reveal," she said, pain and regret etched into her features. Irina felt the foundation of her world shift. The home she knew was built on half-truth. Cliffhanger. Clara's elbow grazed the table, sending a drop of black tea spilling across a newspaper, forming a dark, unexplained stain. Chapter 5. The Newspaper Clipping. Peeling the damp fragment of newspaper free, Irina read the 1982 headline, "Young Father Abandons Family After Secret Tryst." Beneath it, a grainy photo showed her father with a mysterious woman, her grandmother's shadow blurred at the edge. The article promised shocking details inside, but the rest of the page had been torn away. Her hand shook as she read the small print. "Last meeting took place at dawn. Full story next week." In tiny italics at the bottom, continued on November 25th. Cliffhanger. Along the torn edge of the clipping, a faint seal bore an unfamiliar crest in crimson ink. Chapter 6. Mother's Diary. Under cover of night, Irina slipped the bedroom key into an antique desk drawer and lit the solitary lamp. There lay Clara's leather-bound diary, its edges frayed, pages yellowed. As she turned to an entry dated June 1982, she read, "He returned, face twisted with fear, hands stained to the elbows." The next paragraphs detailed fiery arguments, tears, and desperate pleas for forgiveness. With each new passage, Irina felt the comfortable narrative of her upbringing unravel. One line seared itself into her memory: "I cannot stay silent any longer, or he will destroy us all." Cliffhanger. A loose scrap of paper fell from between the pages, a blueprint of their home's floor plan, with the basement circled in red. Chapter 7. The shocking photograph. Irina scanned one of the diary photos, her father standing beneath a stormy sky, a dark figure cloaked in rain standing just behind him. In the distance, a gate led to a ramshackle shed, rumored to be the site of untold horrors. Under the harsh scanner light, shapes on the image snapped into focus, faces peering from broken windows, twisted metal beams, and dark stains on the floor. Cliffhanger. Tucked in the photo's corner was a subtle detail, a door handle identical to the one in their old hallway. Chapter 8. A visit to the psychologist. At dawn, Irina sat in Dr. Victoria Lebedeva's office, walls lined with leather-bound case files, the air scented with lavender. Victoria listened intently, then asked, "What if your family is merely playing a role in a tragedy you don't fully understand?" She slid an envelope across the desk, marked, "For your eyes only." "Truth can wound deeper than any lie," Victoria warned. Cliffhanger. Scrawled in red on the envelope's flap was a single ominous word: "Begin." Chapter 9. Meeting the relative. In a half-collapsed manor on the outskirts, where windows were boarded and gardens overgrown, Irina met Sergei, her father's cousin. His gaze was hard, his tone flat. "Your father saved me from a terrible crime, but the cost was his reputation," he said, handing her a folder of court transcripts and night court photographs. Sergei's voice dropped. "Your mother lied on the stand to protect him for murder charges that never should have reached trial." Cliffhanger. On the front of the court file, someone had written in black marker, "Destroy immediately after reading." Chapter 10. Resolution and call to action. Steeling herself, Irina faced the camera for her final disclosure. She read aloud the transcripts, letters, and diary entries, each fragment igniting a spark of liberation. Local press had already pledged a full expose, and her family was gathering for a confrontation and, hopefully, forgiveness. In closing, she turned directly to the viewers. What would you do if you discovered your life was built on decades of hidden truths? Share your story in the comments. Together, we can unravel even the darkest secrets. Thank you for watching to the end. If this story touched you, support the video with a like and subscribe to the channel. There are many more exciting stories to come that will stay with us for a long time. See you soon.